Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone, and peace and salutations to the Akim who are tuning to these videos. In this video, I'm going to briefly speak about how this country was established. And you can see on the screen there's a mural of one of the various wars that this government, which is known as America, was waging against the indigenous people who were already residing and inhabiting this land before Esau Edom immigrated to this land. Now, this website is from thehistorychannel.com, and it just lists like the American Indian Wars timeline. And you have to consider also that it wasn't just the British Empire when they emigrated to this land that was waging war against the Native Americans. It was the Spanish, French, and British empires predominantly, and then from the British Empire became the American government, and that war continuously waged on by those three kingdoms that were the Edomites. But this timeline starts here at the Jamestown Massacre on 1622, and then it keeps going with the Pequot War. And the Pequot tribe is one of those tribes that's pretty much altogether done away with, because of the land that they were inhabiting. Esau Edom pretty much just pushed them out of their lands and slaughtered the people who were there, to the point where there's very few remnants of the Pequot people. And then the list goes on. The Beaver Wars, King Philip's War, and it just keeps going on and on, to the 18th century. The Tuscarora Wars, Yamasee Wars, the Cherokee Wars, going all the way to the American Revolution during the 17th century. That was when America was being established. They were still waging war against these people. And then once they became established, they had these things called presidents, who pretty much are the ruling head of America. They were still waging war. You can look into what the Indian Removal Act is.
We're putting our foot down to keep our feet up, like way.
Let me actually just go to that right now. Yeah, this is on Google. The Indian Removal Act was signed into law by President Andrew Jackson on May 28, 1830. Authorizing the president to grant lands west of the Mississippi in exchange for Indian lands with existing state borders. And so they pretty much pushed a lot of these people off of the lands that they were inhabiting. And so, you read this thing that happened here in modern, was really recent history. It was only just a few 200, 400 years ago where these atrocities were committed by this government, and ultimately Esau Edom against the children of Israel. Yes, because when we're teaching out there, we're speaking about the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, specifically here of the northern kingdom, which consists of Gad, Reuben, Issachar, Zebulun, and Asher. You can read down the list of these tribes who were scattered in these lands where no man dwelt, where the book speaks about that in 2nd Ezra, where this is where the northern kingdom resided on for a majority of the time. But Esau Edom, his MO is to rape, rob, and murder. And that's what he did when he came into these lands. He saw the opportunity and he took it. But unbeknownst to him that he doesn't understand that, or he does or he doesn't, that he is touching the apple of the Most High's eye. And in these last days, we're seeing the downfall of his society, and all his crimes, his riches gotten by sea, are now coming to bite him in the ass now. It's coming to the forefront that this place is not what it propped itself up to be this country that's like how their American presidents were writing in their Declaration of Independence that all men were created equal, and so forth and so forth. Everything they were spewing was a bunch of lies, and it's because of their deep-rooted hatred towards the nation of Israel, wherever they're scattered. But you read this in secular history, and you tie it to the scriptures, and understand how it's all going to play out. Because if you read this in Genesis 49, where Jacob was telling his 12 sons pretty much the prophecies of how things are going to be in the last days. I'm actually going to get that, start from the top and then jump down. Alright, so I'm going to read this here in Genesis 49 and 1, because Jacob prophesied about what was going to happen to them, because the promise was given to Abraham, passed down to Isaac, and then it was passed down to Jacob. So he had an understanding of what importance he had with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. He was given that promise. He was chosen out of all these people, not because they were big, great in number, because that's the Heavenly Father's plan. So this is in Genesis 49 and 1. And Jacob called unto his sons and said, Gather yourselves together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. Gather yourselves together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel your father. And, he goes to speaking about to Reuben, to Simeon, to Judah, even Zebulon, Issachar, and Gad specifically. Like I wanted to highlight in this video, that he said this is in Genesis 49 and 19. Gad, a troop shall overcome him, but he shall overcome in the last. And we just go to that website real quick, because they had that mural. We just go into the image. And this is something that took place in history. And they're not trying to cover it up really, but rather hide it, because this is not really spoken about or put in the forefront. When people want you to think about America, they want you to think about the glorious things that they did, like World War One or World War Two. Not even pointing at the fact that once this place was established, every year, pretty much the majority of its time in existence, it's been nothing but war. War raged against the nation of Israel predominantly. But so now they were seeing the prophecy speaking louder than ever. Judah and Ephraim getting back together, and this word, of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai speaking and healing, mending us from these wounds. We're now coming back into that grace. We're coming back into that secret place, and we're seeing these prophecies unfold. And with that, we get the understanding, the mystery, spoken about Esau, Edom, how he's being revealed in these last days. Because one thing that we say, when we're on the highways and hedges, is that this is a thing that you could do process of elimination. Because when the scriptures are speaking about this devil in Micah 2, you could do a process of elimination of who he's talking about. So this is Micah 2 and 1. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it, because it is the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. And that's Esau, Edom's MO. You could read that in Psalms 137, how when Babylon ransacked the land of Israel, and led the southern kingdom into captivity, Esau, Edom was hand in hand there, taking that land, for the taking pretty much. They saw our situation, and they pretty much joined with the Babylonians so that they could take us down. And they were saying, raise it to the foundation thereof, because that's this devil that we're dealing with. That perfect hatred he has for us and our people of the nation of Israel. And so whenever we're in a situation where they could see that they could take, they're going to take it. You best believe that. Never trust thine enemy. But I'm going to read this here in verse 2 again. It says, And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Like, if you could go into this certain histories of what they were doing at these boarding schools, when Esau, Edom, came in and killed a bunch of the Native American men and took all the women and children, they put them through boarding schools. And that's where they were pretty much trying to reform them and taking away their heritage, as if his heritage was the right way to do things. And you can see all the things Like, let me Google this. So I typed this Native American boarding school horror. This is Ecuador's frequently renamed children with English names, cut off hair, prohibited the use of native languages, and religions demanding extensive manual labor. So they were basically putting the Northern Kingdom Gadites through manual labor, putting them through slavery. Yeah, and this is not just searching about in recent times. Let me see if I can find that. This news broke out not too long ago. This is over 600 bodies found at another Catholic school for Indigenous children in Canada. This article, the title speaks for itself. You can just keep seeing this devil in action, being revealed through the spirit and power of Yahweh Hashem Shai through this word. That we now know that this devil is Esau Edom that the Bible speaks of, and specifically more so who we are in the scriptures, the lost tribes of the nation of Israel, from the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom, because now in these times we're joining back together. But I'm going to read this here in verse 3. It says, "Therefore, thus saith the Lord Yahweh power, behold, against this family do I devise an evil, from which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall ye go haughtily, for this time is evil. In that day shall one take up a parable against you, and lament with a doleful lamentation, and say, We be utterly spoiled. He hath changed a portion of my people. How hath he removed it from me? Turning away he hath divided our fields." And that's what's going to take place through prophecy. We're not going to do this on our own. All we're doing is being the messengers. We're being watchmen to our people, letting them know that the scriptures is prophecy. It's speaking about things that are about to take place when Yahweh Shai returns. And so he's going to return to make things right. And one of the things that he's going to make right is just written about here in Numbers 35 and 33. "So ye shall not pollute the land wherein ye are, for blood it defileth the land, and the land cannot be cleansed of the blood that is shed therein, but by the blood of him that shed it." And so this article specifically, where they just found a whole bunch of bodies under a Catholic boarding school that was meant to reform the indigenous people, you best believe that there's going to be a recompense for that, for by or like that from the like the scripture says, the blood of hit that is shed therein it's not going to be cleansed unless it's by the blood of him that shed it. So that's speaking about Esau Edom in these last days. And this city, this whole country rather, is full of blood. And it's speaking about in Nahum 3, and this pertains to Esau Edom in today's times. "Woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. The noise of the whip, and the noise of the rattling of the wheels, and of the prancing horses, and of the jumping chariots. The horsemen lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear, and there is a multitude of slain, and a great number of carcasses, and there is none end to their corpses. They stumble upon their corpses." And continuing on in verse 4, "Because of the multitude of the whoredoms of the well-favored harlot, the mistress of witchcrafts, that selleth nations through her whoredoms, and families through her witchcraft, behold, I am against thee, saith the Lord of hosts, and I will discover thy skirt upon thy face, and I will show the nations thy nakedness, and the kingdoms thy shame." And so right now, Esau Edom is being revealed in these last times, and everything is being uncovered. And we're seeing that this place ain't all as what it's talked up to be. It's full of lies and robbery and blood. But we know and understand through prophecy that this crime is going to be mitigated. Yahweh Shai is going to return and deal justice. So this is in Ecclesiasticus, also known as Sirach, chapter 10, verse 8. "Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, and riches got by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people to another." And so that's when Yahweh Shai returns and deals justly. All the riches got by deceit that Esau Edom has done down here, along with the blood that he shed of the innocent of the nation of Israel, all of that he's going to be recompensed for. And so this last precept here I'm going to read is in Zechariah 9 and 12. Turn you to the stronghold, you prisoners of hope. Even today do I declare that I will rend double unto thee. When I have bent Judah for me, filled a bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons. So we know the mystery, and we're also being patient. This is the patient in the faith of the saints that the scriptures speak about. He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity, and that he that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. This is the patient in the faith of the saints, and we know this mystery and understand the prophecy that Judah and Ephraim are going to be raised back up in these last days, the two witnesses, and they're going to show what all these things that Esau Edom has been doing, that shameful spewing, and it's going to be revealed that he is the devil that the Bible speaks of, the Edomites. And then when Yahushua returns, he's going to deliver the elect, 12,000 out of each tribe, both northern and southern kingdom, which at that time it's going to be the joining, so that we're going to be together once again. So I'm going to read from verse 13 again. It says, when I have bent Judah for me, filled the bow with Ephraim, and raised up thy sons, O Zion, against thy sons, O Greece, and made thee as the sword of a mighty man. So with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, Shalom Akim.